President for Student Services. Welcome to Irvine Valley College's 2017 commencement ceremony. Please remain standing until the Pledge of Allegiance is complete.
Thank you, Dr. Fontanella. My name is Glenn Rockmore. I am the IVC president. We're going to start this ceremony with a moment of reflection of your choice. And of course, it would be very appropriate to think about your journey and what we have accomplished here today. Thank you very much. Trustee David Lang will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Please join me as we pledge our allegiance to the great flag of this nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will all of our honored guests, faculty, graduates, and their guests please be seated?
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2017 Irvine Valley College commencement ceremony. As your president, it's truly my honor to be the first to offer congratulations to our 32nd graduating class. It is my privilege to welcome family, friends, dedicated faculty, staff, and trustees here today to celebrate our remarkable graduates. At this time, I would like to make a few introductions, starting with the platform party. To my right, student trustee Jonathan Ford. Trustee Barbara Jay. Trustee Marcia Milchiker. Trustee Prendergast. Trustee and Clerk of the Board David Lang. Trustee and President of the Board Timothy Jamal. Our Chancellor, Dr. Deborah Fitzsimmons. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Howard Gilman. Faculty Senate President, Dr. Catherine Schmeidler. Vice President for Instruction, Dr. Christopher McDonald. Vice President for Student Services, Dr. Linda Fontanella. Vice President for College Administrative Services, David Kachatrian. And our student speaker, Neelam Fakir. Sitting in the front row off stage, we have our outstanding full-time faculty of the year from the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences, Michael Casson. We have our outstanding part-time faculty of the year from the School of the Arts and Business Sciences, Rick Schenk. And from our Emeritus Institute Outstanding Faculty of the Year, Judy Shields. And please recognize our outstanding IVC deans and faculty. Thank you for all that you do. We also welcome our South Orange County Community College District colleagues, our vice chancellors, Dr. Bob Bermucci, Vice Chancellor of Technology and Learning Services, and Kim McCord, Acting Vice Chancellor of Business Services. And now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium our board president, Timothy Jamal.
Thank you, Dr. Rockmore. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, let me extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. For many of you, Irvine Valley College may not have been your first choice. Maybe it wasn't in your top 5, but you absolutely made the right choice. Yeah. I think the so-called stigma of attending community college is over. Since I was elected to the board in 2012, approximately 15,000 students have received associate degrees and certificates from IVC, and some 12,000 students have transferred to four-year institutions, and that's in a little over 4 years. It's very impressive what's happening here at IVC. And I also get a chance, not as much as the faculty and the staff and the administrators and counselors, to speak to some of the students. And each one of you that I speak to tells me what great teachers we have here at IVC. And when I speak to alumni, they even tell me that they're better than most of the UC system, except for maybe UC Irvine. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge our outstanding faculty we have here at IVC. They're sitting right behind you today. So let's give them a round of applause. Education is vital to everything that we do. Business, science, engineering, law, medicine, construction, technology, literature. Literally everything we do today evolves around education. But there is perhaps no more important role of education than is the pillar of what we have in this country, which is a democracy. The very foundations of civil society, our liberties, our laws, and our self-governance are all dependent on an educated population. So now you're off and running. Take full advantage of the opportunities that are now come before you once you leave IVC. And I only have one ask. When you leave this courtyard today, please don't forget IVC. Stay in touch with your teachers, your classmates, and others who are part of your journey that has just begun. And remember to always be a laser for life. Thank you very much.
Hello, and congratulations, class of 2017. I'm Dr. Deborah Fitzsimmons, Interim Chancellor, and what an honor it is to celebrate with you all today, to see your smiling faces and share in your excitement. I know those smiles because I've been there many, many years ago, but I've been there. It's the pride that you have in achieving your goals. And it's a celebration with your friends and family. And it's the huge relief that at least for a little while, you can do something other than read a textbook or study for an exam. Take a pause, enjoy this moment, and make some time for some reflection, rest, and relaxation. Get a mani and pedi, hit the beach, go to some parties. You've earned it and you deserve it. Because no matter which path you take, there will be a lot of hard work ahead for you. And there will be great opportunities, but also some adversity, some setbacks, and some frustrating moments. The challenge for you is to remember that the most difficult of obstacles you face can become life lessons and adventures for you. Those moments will be defining for you, and in many cases, how you respond to them will define how others see you. Seize these moments, and when they happen, choose to be resilient, stay positive, and carry on. The lessons you learn in these moments will help you grow and become a better person. When I look back on my life and my pathway to my current career, I see how clearly the unexpected hurdles I stumbled upon, the choices I made, and people I dealt with turned out to be some of the most influential times in my life. I had many hardships, setbacks, and heartbreaks that ultimately taught me and molded me into who I am today. And when I was open to new ideas, approaches, and made the best of situations, I grew more confident in my abilities, helping me determine who I wanted to actually be as a human being. I learned how I responded to negative situations is a matter of choice, and that I was in control of my happiness. You will meet many people who will support you and those who won't. Don't spend time focusing on those who won't. You will have many choices and decisions to have. Choose what feels best for you and know that the tough choices will lead to real growth. One of the best decisions you made so far was to attend Irvine Valley College. And the quality of your faculty, your caring counselors, your dedicated librarians, the personal attention and support that IVC faculty and staff provide you, and the day-to-day giving of your instructors and everyone here that works here, they all believed in you, and they wanted you to be successful. And that is what makes IVC stand out and has made a difference in your lives. You have made the great decision to invest in yourself, and we have all believed in you from the start. So today, as you appreciate the support of your faculty, family, and friends, as we celebrate this life-changing accomplishment, take a moment to congratulate yourself. Everything that happens to you in your success story happens because of the decisions you make, and they happen because of your outlook on life. As you continue from here today, see life as a continual path of learning and growth, no matter what you choose to do, and more importantly, as a marvelous opportunity and exciting adventure. Congratulations and best wishes for your continued success.
Thank you, Chancellor. Hello again, graduates. During your time here, I trust that each of you have made many wonderful and new special friendships with faculty, staff, fellow students that will forever influence your lives. This is a bittersweet day for me. Over the ages, families have from time to time bid farewell to family members leaving for college. But here at Irvine Valley College, our family says farewell to students who are our family members every year. Today is my 25th time, but at the same time, we're lifted by your success. Much has changed in my 25 years at Irvine Valley College. We live in a remarkable era with so many new technologies that connect us to global ideas and innovations in ways that we could never imagine. Now, just for a quick moment, let's see the phones. Anybody have a phone? Hey, there's a couple. Okay. You probably can't get it through your gown, I imagine. Well, these incredible technologies that now come with apps, interfaces that we can't live without, will keep this moment alive for you and your friends now across the globe. So let's take a brief moment and take a selfie or a snap to celebrate and share your incredible experience here today. See it going on? There we go. We have a few. All right. Great. Okay, it's working. It's working. Now I'd like to ask everyone to share your photos with the Snapchat geofilters you've seen posted here tonight. So let's celebrate your achievements and tag your photos using the IVC hashtags. You've seen the signs, but let me remind you, proud to be IVC and IVC Grad 2017. Let's snap. Well, where that came from is that we have watched you connect to IVC and your friends in ways that we never thought was possible. And we know you love it, you enjoy it, it's very effective. You, in fact, have done extraordinary things that have made your family, friends, and faculty, and all of us here this afternoon very proud. Through your own abilities and perseverance, and likely some solid support from others on your journey, you have arrived at this significant milestone in your life. Now let's focus on the collective accomplishments of your graduating class. Today, we are awarding 1,836 degrees and 1,466 certificates of achievement. Somehow I don't think everyone is here today. In detail, we will be conferring 1,100 associate degrees in arts, associate in arts degrees, 274 associate in arts for transfer degrees, 161 associates in science degrees, and 301 associate of science in transfer degrees. So at this time, I would like to recognize our students who are graduating with distinction. If each group would please stand as I call it out. First of all, cum laude. We have 200 students that are graduating cum laude with a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.74. Thank you, thank you. Now for magna cum laude. We have 150 students who are graduating with a grade point average of 3.74 to 3.99. Thank you. And finally, please join me in honoring the 30 students graduating summa cum laude with a grade point average of 4.0. Congratulations to all of you. Last year, I mentioned at this ceremony that IVC has the #2 transfer rate in California. I'm proud to say today we're #1. IVC's 2017 graduates have been accepted at each of the 9 campuses of the University of California, including one that has been named by the New York Times as the #1 college doing most for the American dream, and is led by a remarkable chancellor, UC Irvine. Many of our students will be attending several of the Cal State universities, as well as USC, Chapman, Pepperdine, and some of the Ivy Leagues. Today, we're especially proud that we have 118 honors program students graduating this year have been accepted to places like Brown, Northwestern, Cornell, Columbia, Swarthmore, and Tulane, among other very prestigious institutions that have already been named. In addition, tonight you will see 40 students from Beckman and El Toro high schools that participated in our early college program. They will graduate tonight and receive their high school diploma in a couple more weeks. All have been accepted to prestigious 4-year schools. In closing, graduates, technology has placed the globe in your hands. Use it well. There's a lot of humanity out there. Use your technology to make friends, shake hands on Snapchat, and together bring a rich understanding of our differences and of our similarities. Use this knowledge to forge a sustainable global friendship. And never forget that we are always your family. Congratulations and good luck. I am now honored to introduce our guest speaker. Our speaker today has accumulated a long list of accomplishments. We don't have time for them all. He became UC's Irvine's 6th chancellor in 2014. He previously served as provost. That's when we first met. Executive vice chancellor and interim chancellor. He is an award-winning scholar and teacher. He holds academic appointments in the departments of law, political science, and history. Among his books are The Constitution Besieged, the rise and demise of Lochner-era police powers jurisprudence, the votes that counted, how the court decided the 2000 presidential election, and American constitutionalism. He has also co-edited 2 other volumes and authored more than 40 articles and book chapters. He has received many awards for his scholarship, teaching excellence, and dedication to students. Prior to his appointment as provost and executive vice chancellor at UC Irvine, he was a professor of political science, history, and law at the University of Southern California from 2007 to 2012. He also served as dean of the USC Dorrance Fife College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences. A native of Southern California, our speaker grew up in North Hollywood. He was a first-generation college student. He earned his bachelor's and master's degree and doctoral degrees in political sciences at UCLA. His wife, Ellen, earned a bachelor's degree at UC San Diego and a master's and doctorate in psychology at UCLA. They have 2 wonderful children that have been kind enough to entertain mine, and I'm proud to call him a friend, a colleague. Please welcome tonight's commencement speaker, Dr. Howard Gilman.
Thanks, Glenn. Thank you, President Rockmore. It's a great honor to be with you all today. Good afternoon, and what a good afternoon it is. Please allow me to add my voice to the chorus of people who are here to say the most important thing. Congratulations, 2017 graduates of Irvine Valley College. After all the dreaming, the hard work, the obstacles that were overcome, I hope you'll take a moment during this celebration and in the days to come to appreciate the magnitude of your achievement and to remember and thank those who inspired you and helped make it possible. We are heading into Memorial Day weekend, a time when we all have an opportunity to reflect on the fact that many people have sacrificed much on behalf of our country. And so may we take a moment to extend a special acknowledgement to our veteran students and our veteran families today. So, before I spend a few minutes sharing some thoughts that undoubtedly you will remember for the rest of your lives, or hopefully until the end of this ceremony, I'd like to ask the graduates to do one little thing for me. It's something that creates a nice visual, and so people with cameras, get your lenses ready. It'll just take a second. So graduates, if you could just take your hands and put them up like this, and if you can just sort of wiggle your hands a little bit. Keep it going. People are taking pictures. It looks really, really nice, okay? All right, so put it down. I told my wife today that I would shake the hands of every IVC graduate, so mission accomplished. Yeah. So, it's good at this time to reflect on the name of this ceremony, how the word we use to capture the culmination of a course of education is not a conclusion ceremony or a cessation ceremony, but rather a commencement. You are commencing, not finishing. You are embarking, not winding things down. And because you come from such widely diverse backgrounds and stages of life, and because you have such diverse interests and goals, you as a class are embarking on many new paths, new jobs and trades and careers, new educational opportunities, including for some of you at UCI, zot, right? All right. So whatever you are commencing to do, and whatever your path, I hope even as you leave, you will carry within you the spirit of the student. You are earning a degree, but your education has just begun. As William Yates put it, education is not the filling of a pail, it is the lighting of a fire. Or in the words of the great American philosopher John Dewey, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And so keep learning, not for the grade or for credits toward a degree or for the career, but for yourself and for the sheer pleasure of it. Our natural world, our human societies and cultures, our individual experiences are endlessly fascinating, and ever deeper knowledge of these matters will enrich your mind and spirit and also prepare you for participation in the life of your community in a way that will ensure the well-being of the people. Because as Thomas Jefferson put it, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be. Unlike most human beings living in the world even today, you have the freedom and the tools to explore in an ongoing way important questions, to cultivate for yourself the lessons of history, to better understand people who have different beliefs and practices, to appreciate the beautiful and complex and mysterious workings of the universe, to grapple with age-old philosophical questions about the nature of justice and liberty and beauty, to be transformed or uplifted by great literature, to decode the truths that emerge even within great symphonies. Live life as a student, and every year can be filled with majestic, breathtaking, awe-inspiring, humbling, urgent curricula of your choice, one that expands your horizons or clarifies your convictions about all matters practical and sublime. The possibilities of study, if you live your life as a student, are endless if your curiosity remains insatiable. Now, I say this because I've devoted my professional life to this world of inquiry and discovery, because I believe it is not only our right, but our sacred obligation to take full advantage of our innate ability to reason, our innate curiosity, our innate desire to discover passions, our innate capacity for empathy, our innate ability to experience wonder. In short, I believe it is our obligation as free human beings to pursue a path of ongoing enlightenment using the tools of scholarly, factual, honest, disciplined investigation. It is, in my judgment, our sacred obligation because throughout most of human history, and still too often today, the powerful have conspired to keep humanity in darkness by denying that the people have the capacity to reason or by depriving us of the freedom to develop that reason. Instead, to keep us unfree and less than fully human, they impose on us pre-packaged systems of unacceptable beliefs. They stifle our natural inclination to ask why or how, and instead demand that we merely offer our loyalty and obedience to what they claim to be true. They have over the years exploited our fears and divided us from others with whom we share a common humanity. And so, to live life as a student, to always seek new knowledge, to try every year to understand more, to admit that you may be wrong, and to have the humility to revise your views in light of new evidence or better arguments. To do all of these things, I believe, is to claim your glory as a free human being. To declare through your actions, excuse me. Thank you. You don't know what you're going to declare through your actions yet. To declare through your actions that your mind belongs to you, that your beliefs and your passions and your convictions reflect your choices, rather than someone else's interests and agendas. You keep people in bondage by denying them the ability to learn. You set them free by empowering them to pursue knowledge. And you proclaim your freedom by living life as a student. As I said, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Live life as a student, and your life will be richer and more satisfying, that is for sure. But beyond that, the more you take advantage of that freedom, the more we are all in a position to expose and combat the brutality and cruelty of those who deny the same to others. Those around the world who, for example, would murder rather than allow girls simply to attend school. So if you, being free and capable, choose not to value a path of ongoing enlightenment, if you choose not to seek new knowledge or welcome new information or protect those who challenge conventional wisdom or hold on popular views, then it's much easier for others to explain why it's not so important when they deny to others these freedoms, choices, and opportunities. So, live life as a student for yourself, yes, but also for everyone who has been denied the right to learn. And importantly, to live life as a student is to be in fellowship with people of all backgrounds and circumstances who are willing to enter into a relationship of mutual respect, peace, conversation, and reflection for the mutually beneficial purpose of deepening our understanding, of demolishing walls built out of ignorance and manufactured fear, and of replacing superstition and falsehood with simple truth. So when we commit to learning from each other, we reject the politics of intolerance, extremism, and fake facts, and thus also become a light for a world that is desperately in need of such an example. But keep in mind, to do this, you must not allow yourself to be trapped by information bubbles and idea echo chambers. You must boldly venture into the world that exists beyond tweets and sound bites. All too often, when we consider ourselves warriors for the truth, we sometimes forget what it really means to live life as a student and instead engage in our own forms of closed-minded extremism and intolerance. The internet and social networking can be the greatest tool ever devised for ongoing self-education, but not if you use it in a way that limits your access to new or challenging ideas, or that merely reinforces your biases or shields you from those who would expose your ignorance, or that encourages you to have no interest in any thought that requires more than 140 characters to express. I guarantee you, no conviction worth having can be justified in fewer than 140 characters. And much of what you believe to be true is not. This, by the way, is even more dangerous a circumstance than when you know that you are ignorant of something, because as Will Rogers put it a long time ago, it isn't what we don't know that gives us trouble, it's what we know that ain't so that gives us trouble. And so as you prepare to commence into your next chapters, I hope you remember just this advice, at least through the end of this ceremony. Live life as a student, and in so doing, be a light unto yourself and for all people still trapped in darkness. Thank you for this opportunity to address you, and once again, congratulations on your tremendous accomplishment.
Thank you, Dr. Gilman. It is with tremendous pleasure that I introduce an inspiring young woman with a heartfelt story. and I am so excited that she agreed to share it with you this evening. Mom, sisters, brothers, thank you so much for supporting her while she was on her journey here at Irvine Valley College. Our speaker has earned 2 associate degrees, one in liberal arts and one in social and behavioral science. Born in Afghanistan, her family moved to the United States when she was 11 years of age. Since coming to America, she has demonstrated an amazing devotion to her education and to her family. She is looking forward to transferring to UCI, where she will major in criminal law and work towards her next goal of becoming a civil rights attorney. Please join me in welcoming Irvine Valley College's 2017 student speaker, Neelam Fakir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for that sweet introduction, Dr. Fantanila. Before I begin my speech, I would like to take a moment to express my sorrow for the loss of Taviana Smith. She was a revolutionary thinker who was a powerful voice for many students here at Irvine Valley College, but also her community outside of Irvine Valley College. I would now like to thank Irvine Valley College for giving me the opportunity to speak and share my story with all of you. It is truly an honor to represent the class of 2017. I would now like to walk you through my journey of how I got here. Once upon a time, not very long ago, a strong woman in Afghanistan, a war-torn country, gave birth to a little girl, me. Like any other kid raised in Afghanistan, I struggled a lot, particularly when my dad started showing signs of illness. He passed away shortly after an unsuccessful surgery, and we were finally told that he had cancer. However, that was not the only thing we were told. We also found out that the doctor who performed the surgery was new and practiced his very first surgery on my dad. The doctors and everyone tried to justify to my family that my dad would have died in a year anyways, since there is no cure for cancer. To everyone else, it might have been just a mistake. But to me, it was a wrongful death that I did not get the justice for. With losing my dad, chaos filled my family, leaving me lost. Eventually, I overcame the struggles that followed my dad's death. However, I never stopped caring for the importance of justice. 4 years later, my family and I moved to California from Afghanistan. I remember my first days of school here in the United States. Sitting through classes, hearing English when I did not even know the alphabets was like watching a foreign film with no subtitles, except my whole life depended on it. I was lost once again. Although school in California was an extraordinary opportunity within itself, high school was not challenging enough for me, in the sense that it did not allow me the autonomy to explore new perspectives and find myself. Therefore, I took advantage of the opportunity to take the CHESP exam, a certificate that allowed me to skip the rest of my high school. I enrolled as a full-time college student the following fall here at Irvine Valley College, but I wasn't sure where I was going in life. I felt blindsided and couldn't see a future. Don't get me wrong, I had the passion to help others get their justice. I just wasn't sure how to go about it. But the staff and faculty members here at Irvine Valley College made me realize that my dreams could become a reality and helped me kindle my passion. Taking classes here as a 16-year-old gave me a sense of achievement and allowed me to challenge myself as well as build a bright future. It gave me enough confidence to want to join the speech and debate team here at Irvine Valley College and begin my journey to convince people that have lived completely different lives to finally sympathize with my perspective and debate about different topics that affect our lives every day. Speech and debate empowered me by helping me find my voice and pursue justice. I went from a girl, the little girl who moved from Afghanistan not knowing her alphabets, to a confident individual who could change minds in a short speech. And I would not have been able to do that without the staff and faculty members here at Irvine Valley College who helped me get to where I am right now. As a young girl in Afghanistan, my dreams seemed like, well, just dreams. But Irvine Valley College gave me the opportunity and confidence to believe in my dreams by pointing me to the right direction and walking me through the steps of becoming a civil rights attorney. My 2 years here at Irvine Valley College were the most wonderful and informative years of my life because I was given the chance to believe in myself, like many other students here at Irvine Valley College. 11 years ago today, the little girl would have never imagined graduating from one of the best community colleges in California. And for that, I would like to thank my counselors who helped me from my very first day here until now, my professors for knowledging me on various topics and making me fall in love with education, Bill Neeson for coaching me in speech and debate, without whom I would not be up here delivering a speech right now. And lastly, my friend and my best friend Niyusha Haji for supporting me throughout my education and never giving up on me. Today, I am proud of all of us, as we all come from diverse backgrounds and have overcome many struggles to get here. Even if it was just the struggle to balance work, family, and education. Congratulations to the graduates, friends, family, staff, faculty, and administration for making it to the graduation ceremony of 2017. Today, we are here to not only celebrate the accomplishments we achieved the few years we were here at Irvine Valley College, but our future as well. Each of us we're all starting a new chapter of our lives. Each of us will walk a different path. Some of us are going to go to four-year university. Some of us are going straight into the workforce. And some of us are just going home, unsure about the future, which is all right. I know from my experiences that Lost is a great place to find yourself. Lost is a great place to figure out what you want to do in the future, so go, explore confidently, and let yourself realize that not having a perfectly planned out vision of your future can sometimes lead to extraordinary, life-changing adventures. I'm excited to see what the future has in store for all of us, but mostly I'm happy to have spent my 2 years with a diverse group of inspiring individuals. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Schmeidler, President of the IVC Academic Senate, speaking for our Vice President for Instruction, Dr. Chris McDonald. This is always a wonderful part of our ceremony when we invite faculty members selected by our students as Teachers of the Year to the stage to be recognized. Our Emeritus Instructor, Judy Shields, our part-time instructor, Rick Shank, who could not be with us today, but we'll recognize him anyway, well, we'll at least speak his name anyway, and our full-time instructor, Michael Cassens. Please come up. Do you have something to give them? Professor Cassens.
Thank you very much. I am humbled and grateful to be recognized as this year's full-time Teacher of the Year. I deeply appreciate everyone who played a role in my selection, but especially the students who nominated me. And you know who you are. This is a peak experience in my life. I am a unique combination of all of my previous teachers. My first important teacher, my father, did his best job to teach me to be a good citizen, pushing me into leadership roles. He taught me to think of others first. But he also taught me something that inhibited me. He was always saying, dirt feet, D-I-R-T-F-T. What that stood for was, do it right the first time. And while that might sound like a great slogan to demand excellence, as a child, this trained me to not take any chances because I felt if I couldn't do it right the first time, I wouldn't even try for fear of failure. And this held me back. But it also taught me to teach my children and my students that failure is always an option, that mistakes are windows into how we think, learn, and grow. One teacher absolutely changed my life, Monta Harvey. She inspired me. She ignited my passion for psychology. She afforded her students the opportunity to teach in her class. And she pushed me to become a student of the skill of teaching. And I began studying teaching styles right away in community college. I'm so grateful to Monta for giving me direction and teaching me what inspiring teaching looks like. Best of all, you students are my teachers. You teach me about the world that you know. Inspire me through your lives. You even teach me how to courageously cope with hardship and loss. It's not necessarily people that teach you the lessons, it's life itself. And no matter how hard you try, there will be times in your life when bad things are going to happen. You might be diagnosed with cancer like my 15-year-old niece did a month ago. Your best friend might suffer a sudden stroke like one of my students did just recently. A friend might painfully or tragically leave this world. And while it is emotionally challenging getting through these times, I sincerely hope that you can look at these experiences as your best opportunities to learn and to grow. Maybe they will teach you to be more forgiving, to be more open in your communication, to cherish the details of your life just a little bit more, to tell your friends and family that you love them more often. What I love most about being a teacher is the connections I get to make with my students, the opportunity to share my love for psychology in a meaningful way, the opportunity to inspire and promote thriving in the people around me, to be the person for my students that my best teachers were for me. I have found that my most important teachers, the teachers that have promoted thriving in me the most is you, my students. You are my most instructive. You are my most inspirational teachers. You are my teachers of the year. And I am grateful for you. I am being recognized as a teacher, but we are all teachers. So I ask you, what are you teaching others? How are you contributing to the growth of the people around you? How are you contributing to the growth of the world? How are you inspiring? Class of 2017, congratulations. You are now and will always be lasers for life. Now go forth and teach. Thank you.
It now gives me great pleasure for them, and mixed with regret for the rest of us, time to recognize the faculty members who are retiring this year. Please rise as I call your names. Lisa Davis Allen, Brenda Boren. These are in alphabetical order, by the way, not preference. George Brogan, Susan Fessler, Dixie Massaro, Roy McCord, Diana McCullough, Mary McDonough, Stephen Rochford, and Susan Stern. Thank you very much. To all of you, from myself, and on behalf of your faculty colleagues who just rose for you, and the entire college community, thank you for your many years of service, I'm not going to count them, of devoted service to students and to the college as a whole. Thank you very much.
Well, graduates, I just have one thing to do before we introduce you to those books. And I'm not sure Dr. Schmeidler mentioned that Dr. McDonald failed to get his tonsils out when he was young. So, in fact, he has lost his voice. So, maybe there's a lesson in there someplace. At this time, I would like to invite our outgoing governance leaders to each come up as they're called to receive awards for their service on behalf of Irvine Valley College. First, for her service and leadership as the Faculty Senate President, Dr. Catherine Schmeidler. Next, I'd like to welcome our student trustee, Jonathan Ford, to step forward so we might thank him for his service to our college and to the district during his term as student trustee. Please join me in welcoming Alvin Ng. It's going to take him a moment to come up. So on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students, thank you, Alvin, for your service as student government president. And then I would like to welcome our classified Senate President, Karen Martin, to the stage. Karen, your service to the college during your term has been absolutely invaluable. Thank you. Good. All right, if I could have Trustee Jamal and Dr. Schmeidler to join me here at the podium.
Will the graduates please rise? It gives me great pleasure to present the graduating class of 2017. These students have successfully completed their degree or certificate requirements, and they have been duly recommended by the faculty of Irvine Valley College for the degrees of Associate in Arts and Associate in Science or Certificates of Achievement.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Irvine Valley College, these students are now candidates for the degrees of Associate in Arts and Associate in Science and Certificates of Achievement. The President of the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District will now confer their degrees and award certificates of achievement.
By the authority vested in me by the State of California, the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges, and the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District, I hereby confer upon you the degrees of Associate in Arts and Associate in Science and all rights and privileges to which you are entitled. Please come forward to receive your diploma or certificate of achievement. And congratulations again.
Sydney Wyma.
Explains a lot. I was looking at all the early posters. I don't recognize any of them. They're the ones from El Toro. The Beckman ones are farther back. Okay.
Mary Patricia Sullivan.
Sachindu Lokukatagora.
Jalen Jane Span.
Cindy Cervantes.
Christian Peter Ayala Berenger.
Shannon Pyrus.
Michelle Zarabozo.
Rostam Buicki.
Sabrina Mendoza.
Leticia Garcia.
Joanne Isabella Sanchez.
Jason Beltran.
Michael Blixt.
Andres Pulido.
Lydia Dyden Towns.
Taylor Nicole Slater.
Ji Yun Kim.
Nicole Escobar Ruiz.
Cameron Grant de Guzman.
Paul Ewald Lovely.
Edward Charles Wolbert.
Christopher McEnroth.
Jacob Alexander Tomani.
Prithika Kiruvidula.
Punan Kabita Saran.
Sam Albert Gallo.
Isaiah Bryant Birmingham.
Madison Lee Rios.
Cameron Andrews.
Jeremy Santo Tomas.
Keyshawn Athrea.
Garrett Reed Barton.
Christian Ronaldo Hoffman Brianis.
Robert James Shipma.
Cameron Michael Waters.
Aaron Diaz.
Alberto Ramirez.
Courtney Lon Wynn.
Maria Santos.
Sharon Estrada.
Elaine Lebiron Supremo Estoque.
Kelly Elizabeth Guevara Ramirez.
Erin Christy Chapman Calvert.
Alexander Dang Quan Pham.
Erica Janet Pina.
Daniela Gabriela Corona Garcia.
Sitara Essa.
Anissa Isa.
Sarah Marie McElreevy.
Kyle Tan Lee.
Cedric Kim.
Lara Barakat.
Christopher Darrell Parsons.
Benjamin Joseph Kaiser.
An Vu.
Kelly Mock.
Miharu Okada.
Abigail Oliva.
Sophia Montano.
Antonia Helen Nicole Davis.
Zihad Amin.
Skylar Rose Mador.
Natasha Gabrielle Kalilung.
Estefania Suarez.
Caroline Harvey.
Rosa Soto Aleman.
Evelyn Alondra Lucatero.
Helen Mafalda Dren.
Maria Fernanda Valeria Viveros Martinez.
Michael Arcinega.
Lamaya Lyles.
Tran Ann Tui Lei.
Atusa Sassani.
Christopher Calix.
Robbie Kreibel.
Mursal Fakir.
Jessica Carly Christine Dunkel.
Sandy Bernice Camacho.
Ace Jack Lauder.
Liliana Marina Gutierrez.
Samantha Rose Owens.
Laura Guzman Marquez.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Joanna Nicole Small.
Bruce Wally Bautista Miranda.
Calvin Tran.
Kane Jeremy Rubalcalva.
Carmela Nicole Ramirez.
Socorro Viridiana Aiden.
Kyle Daniel Martin.
Darius Marquise Chris.
William Klein III.
Catherine Romo.
Luana Hawkins.
Matthew Schaffner.
Matthew Tani Haha.
Nikita Karunya Agung.
Cindy Maureen.
Rawishra Shun Pratum.
Huiru Chen.
Alyssa Jade Curtis.
Raindown Zong.
Edward Contreras.
Elvira Elena Peñado.
Jonathan Cameron Vu.
Nancy Gonzalez.
Anna Paulina Aguirre.
Wolfgang Hamann.
Monica Edith Picasso.
Olga Tensiper.
Riley John Simons.
Sarah Eileen Mehta.
Gulsa Anatar.
Anthony Diaz.
Shinda Behrman.
Mora Moreno Baron.
Bilna Cruz Colby.
Patricia Dale Myers Grubb.
Susan Yvonne Rosenthal.
Teresa de Jesus Palacios.
Rosie Rodriguez.
Gabriela Villagomez.
Jacqueline Carolina Thurber.
Sulma Acevedo.
Pooja Kumar.
Kathy Lisbeth Resendez.
Laura Christina Kim.
Malika Dar Maratna.
Jennifer Peñalosa.
Fez Abdul Wahab.
Matthew Bet Sadeh.
Jesus Antonio Maturino.
Ileana Cherise Torres.
Robert Aaron Neal.
Rinaldi Newpen.
Min Lee.
Anna Lydia Rabadan.
Marlene Montero.
Dana Rawas.
Hannah Taba.
Kobe Nguyen.
Tiffany Duan Tao Che.
Lauren Claire Okamura.
Sean Haas.
Ali Allen Parandi.
Amir Parandi.
Mustafa Shams.
Caleb Dane Burns.
Rachel Pay.
Colin Adelsek.
Sophia Beatrice Rim.
Jonathan Jose Blanco.
Anthony James Bond.
Sophia Alana Katuli.
Christine Huami Duong.
William Tamani.
Alejandro Perez Vasquez.
William Choi.
Reem Yakub.
Halima Abbasi.
Raquel Sasha Garcia.
Reynaldo Pena Jr.
Deja Elizabeth Davis.
Mimi Ang.
Yoo Kyung Kim.
Carol Ann Klein.
Hung Toi Mi Pham.
Lisa Marie Negretti.
Madeline Elaine Carr.
Cynthia Vicente.
Ruby Flores.
Jamie Bona David.
Alexandria Renee Riza.
Shema Aboabdao.
Gary Conrad Martinez.
Carlos Rafael Vallejo.
Marina Munoz.
Rosa Maria Rodriguez.
Irene Risk.
Dawn Ann Murphy.
Emily Marie Castro.
Rebecca Corona.
Brianna Joslin.
Cindy Duran.
Nancy Lisbeth Herrera.
Ayat Jamal Hassan.
Mona Asim Abusir.
Kendra Nicole Faraci.
Michelle Lee Koski.
Puya Khosravi.
Parisa Bendavud.
Kirash Forhar Puck.
Ninaz Bali Sharifabad.
Heron Rathod.
Amir Dabiri Asgari.
Sepir Farugi.
Omid Sharugi.
Paula Yamashita Demura.
John Suyu Liu.
Jason Bayudang Busaki.
Grant Dawson Mogilnicki.
Hugo Martinez.
Matthew Russell Webb.
Isaiah Antonio Montenegro.
Darren Michael Pettit.
Angela Bojorquez.
Kyle Norman Prinzing.
Courtney Nichelle Reams. Tasneem Islam.
Sanjana P.
Shania Hetiarachi.
Aliza Imtiaz.
Nazek Quader.
Jasmine Robles.
Ashley Nicole Matthias.
Ambaharan Alimi.
Emily Catherine French.
Zen Chen Zhang.
Tehere Sadegi Sina.
Janine Malik Canlas.
Jalen Bondara Gamilia.
Ben Piper.
Katana Chadalavada.
Elise Allwelling.
Mingye Kwang.
Fumi Matsumoto.
Kevin Joshua Davila.
Jonathan Miguel Antonio.
Marina Alexis Budrum.
Rika Nakamura.
Vanessa Andrea Cerna.
Anam Tariq Chowdhury.
Therese Ronquillo Aguilar.
Twinkle Gupta.
Danielle Chavez Yusan.
Jason Gerard Callahan.
Marco Anthony Bedoya.
Giselle Rafiq.
Diana Miramontes.
Kaylee Joy Hampton.
Just Doug.
Dat Tien Nguyen.
Caitlin Louise Oy.
Selena Christine Olais Prawl.
Shannon Charisse Courier.
Caroline Teresa Tomasic.
Ali Tavakoli.
Yi Huang.
Caitlin Clara Hannon.
Paulina Lynn Suarez.
Stephanie Flor Mejia.
Chloe Renee Penpraise.
Michael Edward Adler.
Gabriel Acevedo.
Saika Satake.
Lorena Rivera.
Ni Wen.
Jill Tugatong.
Hasmita Valabuni.
Dylan Nguyen.
Andriana Chow.
Joelle Nguyen.
Crystal Love.
Vincent Pham.
Kyle Aldo Romiti.
Stephen Q.B. Wynn.
Andrew Orozco.
Muhammad Amar Dalati.
Evan Joseph Schmidt.
Sharare Kauzari.
Rose Bali.
Masa Mahbodnia.
Samantha Margarita Ramirez Hernandez.
Kayla Sibley.
Ambika Makija.
Reza Agavali.
Reka Ganji.
Anahita Mohebbi.
Nazanin Rahat.
Zina Habibi.
Deanna Sandy Martin.
Yahaira Vilches Alvarez.
Byungkyu Park.
Anna Grace Bellingham.
Doreen Yije He.
Jeffrey Harlan Goebel.
Ryan Anthony Reyes.
Neelam Fakir.
Alvin Hohim Ing.
and Jonathan Michael Ford.
Congratulations.
Okay, I'll give you a hug. Okay? We'll miss you at the board meeting. And that's not harassment, was it?
I heard about it. That was awesome. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, the NATO summit? Yeah. He was pushing me out of the way. He was like,
All right. As you know, Dr. Stephen Rochford is retiring. He just gave me an unexpected look. Well, he really is the father of the IVC alma mater, and I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart for all of the good work to produce that for us. Thank you, Steve. If you'll turn to page 6 in your program, please join us in singing the IVC alma mater. Absolutely excellent job. Before we have the graduates move their tassels to the correct side of the mortar boards, please allow me to thank the members of the commencement work group for all of their hard work. Additionally, I would like to invite everyone here this evening to join us for a reception which has been set up in the cafeteria quad. Even though I say this every year, it's in the cafeteria quad. We have over 2,000 people here tonight, and we're anxious to meet our graduates. It would help us all making our way if we would concentrate on going that direction. Otherwise, we're going to get clogged up, I can guarantee it. So if you would do that, that would be wonderful. There are signs, and it's just back in this corner here. And I would like to have our guests remain seated during the recessional. Is everybody ready? Yeah, okay. All right. Good. Will our graduates please rise? The entire administration, faculty, and staff of Irvine Valley College congratulate you on your achievement. To signify your graduation, please move your tassel from right to left. we're ready for the recessional.